Well, Moses, the Bonnyville Pontiacs were on fire at the beginning of the year, but now they've hit a bump in the road.
Just a little bit of one, I guess. Losers of 6 of their last 9 games. The Ponts began a 2-game mini road trip starting in Whitecourt last night to take on the Wolverines, who actually sit in second in the AJHL North Division. The bump in the road you mentioned, by the way. Yeah, well, it just got bumpier. 7-2, Whitecourt was the final. Jerome Raymond finished with a hat trick and added an assist for the Wolverines. It was 5-0 before the Ponts. Spencer Fu broke the goose egg. Penalties were an issue. Bonnyville had 11 minors in all. The Pontiacs road swing doesn't get any easier as they face the top team in the AJHL North, the Spruce Grove Saints. Ponts did win the first meeting in Bonnyville. Puck drop is at 7 o'clock. Meanwhile, the Lloydminster Bobcats are back in action tonight as they travel to Sherwood Park, trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. This will be the 3rd time in 10 days that these two teams have hooked up, so it should be no surprise as to the Cats we'll see from the Crusaders.
We executed our game plan against Drayton on Saturday, and you know, we expect to bring that same competitiveness, that same drive there, and hopefully we can make it more than 0-0.
Clip. Each team has earned a win on the road. Parent says he would like history to repeat itself once again and walk out with a W.
That's what we're gearing for. So you know, we'll play our game, and you know, we'll work hard and see where the chips fall.
All right, the Riders packed up and said their goodbyes at Mosaic Stadium after the Stampeders turned the lights off on their season. But despite that, the future is looking bright in Riderville.
Tate now going deep. Bryant is open. He's got it.
If that's not the definition of roller coaster, I don't know what is.
Still haunted by Sunday's last-minute meltdown at McMahon, the Riders signed off on another season. While a spot in the Western Final would have been icing on the cake, the team feels they can use this past season to benefit the future.
Something like that is just going to leave a nasty taste in your mouth, and it's just more motivation. We're going into this off season and then coming into next season.
I think that we have a lot to build on. I think there's a lot of good players in this locker room, and if we're able to retain our core, I think we're going to be great for years to come.
That includes a pair of new players in Tyron Brackenridge, the team's Defensive Player of the Year, and Corey Sheets, who ran for 1,277 yards, the most from a Riders running back since 1996. In fact, Sheets was the only player head coach Corey Chamberlain singled out in a season-ending scrum.
For him to come in and really play at all-star level was the biggest thing.
By other people's standards, it was great, but by my standards, it was subpar. I'm a guy that wants to be the best in everything I do and be the #1 in everything.
I learned a lot, you know, coming away and just, you know, be getting better each week, and the guys around me, you know, helping me reach my potential, you know, and I'm very thankful for that.
Now the Riders face an offseason where almost half of their defensive starters could explore free agency, including Brackenridge, defensive back Eddie Russ, and defensive end Odell Willis, who even had Darian Durant wondering.
So if things don't work out in the NFL, Odell, is Rider Nation your #1 choice?
Hands down. I mean, you could put that in stone, sketching and writing. #1 choice is Saskatchewan.
Being a part of the Riders has been huge for me. They took me in and they gave me an opportunity where nobody else has, and you know, I wouldn't mind being here again another year or years to come.
Quote it, do whatever you want to do with it, tweet it, put it down, Facebook it. #1, I'm coming back.
Myself and management, we sit down in the room, we put the names up on the board, and we talk about them. So, you know, I expect that process to continue. Like I said, we had a good off season last year, and I think we'll have a good off season this year.